We begin here tonight on the WHAS 11 team with that house fire in Newburgh that has now turned fatal. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for being with us this evening. I'm Doug Proffitt. We are back in the neighborhood tonight talking to neighbors on the street. The fire was yesterday morning, but the Fern Creek Fire Department confirms that person pulled from the smoking fire died today. WHAS 11 night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester found neighbors are now double checking their own smoke alarms.
In this quiet Newburgh neighborhood, the remnants of a fatal house fire, damaged from a blaze Tuesday morning. Frances Floyd said she was walking her dog down Monticello Avenue a little before 7 a.m. Tuesday when she saw smoke around this house.
So I just started hollering, "Is anybody back there? Anybody back there?" And no answer.
She says as others started to stop and help, she called 911.
I just didn't know for sure what was going on, but I'm glad, because I was really going to change my mind about walking that morning, but I'm glad I did, because that could have been way worse than what it was because nobody was awake.
Soon red and yellow lights filled the dark street. This video shows the house still smoking, while neighbors like Pastor Romero were worried and confused.
Just what I am really flattered is how quickly these guys got here.
Fern Creek, Okolona, and Jeffersontown fire departments were on scene. Fern Creek Fire Department says firefighters didn't know anyone was inside the home until they got in. Neighbors tell us they were not familiar with the people who lived in the house, but they watched as someone was pulled from the home. Fern Creek says the person died at the hospital from injuries sustained in the fire. The boarded up area where there's fire damage, neighbors tell me, is the bedroom window. And when they heard that a person who lives at this home passed away, it was hard to hear.
You know, it's so sad. It's sad.
You know, it's sad to know that one of us is gone, and in that circumstance.
Neighbors are taking an extra second to check their safety.
Me and the lady down here were talking, and she was like, "Oh, I'm about to start doing a fire drill with my kids."
And just for everybody, I mean, if I know I learned anything about this, is check your fire alarms, check your smoke detectors.
Anything can happen.
Hoping it hadn't ended this way.
Definitely makes you think twice.
For a member of their community in Newburgh, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Now, the Fern Creek Fire Department's Assistant Chief, Dwayne Hutchins, says the fire and the cause of death are still under investigation as we speak tonight. Louisville Metro Police Department announcing this afternoon that a Metro police officer who was involved in a deadly crash has now resigned before she was expected to be suspended by the chief. In April, Alyssa Beagle was speeding on Fern Valley Road without her lights or the sirens on in her police cruiser. She was heading to an emergency call, but she crashed into another car. Now, take a look here. This is the video that we obtained from her cruiser. It shows her weaving in and out of traffic before hitting 61-year-old Charles Briscoe. He died at the scene. Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey had originally determined a 30-day suspension was appropriate in this case, but Beagle resigned before that went into effect. Brand new here at 11 o'clock, downtown Louisville is seeing a lot of changes, from several construction zones to new traffic patterns being installed on some major downtown routes. So right now, WHAS 11 night team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Aspen Hester are reporting live at one intersection where new stop signs are catching the driver's attention. And Jose, you've been talking to some of the drivers tonight about these changes. So what are you learning about these stop signs and those flashing lights?
Doug, I'm learning it's a 50-50. People are saying they want to keep the stoplights. Others are saying they like these stop signs. And we are looking at these new ones that were installed just last week. I personally saw them covered by a tarp, but now they are fully active, especially right here at the intersection of Chestnut and 7th Streets. Now, drivers beware and make sure that you're keeping an eye out. There are also blinking red lights as well to help out these drivers currently going behind me right now. But Metro government says this isn't a permanent change, but it could be in the near future.
Take a look down below from our drone. One downtown intersection after another. You could say these streets are a big traffic experiment at the moment, and drivers have a lot to say about it.
If you're not really paying attention, you may not pay attention to them and not notice the flashing red when you're used to a regular traffic signal like that. So.
Stop signs installed, but also blinking red lights now sit at the intersections of Muhammad Ali Boulevard, Chestnut, 7th and 8th Streets. part of the city's plan to eventually convert these one-way streets into two-way streets. It's an area drivers like Southern Indiana resident Davis Smith travels through frequently.
I'm through this intersection probably 8 times a week.
She doesn't mind the change.
No, sometimes whenever I was waiting for a light to turn green, it would take longer. Like I would just, I don't know, nobody's going through the intersection. I'm just sitting here waiting for it to turn green. And now, like this morning, I was just able to stop and go. So it was, I don't know, it was fine to me.
But other drivers like Lori Watkins says she prefers a green light over blinking red.
I would rather have a stoplight because if you're going at a moderate amount of speed, you don't have to stop, and all the lights are in sequence and you can just keep going on your way without stopping. So I like that.
According to the Louisville Metro Department of Transportation, this could just be a temporary change as they're undergoing a 90-day evaluation to study the traffic patterns at several intersections.
The two-way conversion is a plan Louisville resident Walter Jackson says will be convenient.
And it may pretty much give you better access to get to locations you want to get to easier than try to just go all the way around 2 or 3 blocks and try to get to one of those destinations you're trying to go to.
These lights prove to be safer for drivers rather than the stop signs themselves, the four-way stops. Then they're going to consider removing these signs and keep the signals as they are. But if it happens to be the other way around, these signals and blinking red lights will disappear and these stop signs will stay. Reporting live in downtown Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
All right, I was taking notes while you were talking there, Jose. Thank you very much. You know, we hate these changes in Louisville, then we always seem to get used to them. Now, though, to another frustrating construction project. This one is right on Main Street in downtown Louisville, right by the KFC Yum Center. You see coverage from our drone here over the area today. Many drivers who use the Clark Memorial Bridge have seen an excruciating increase in their commute times. Waiting and waiting. Before construction started, there were 2 right turning lanes off the bridge right down onto Main Street. But now there's only 1, and the traffic is creeping along in an effort to expand pedestrian access right next to the Yum Center under the construction project. The president of the nonprofit Streets for Louisville celebrates the change. He calls this area a, quote, car sewer, as the wide turn lanes led to poor visibility for drivers, becoming a danger for those on foot. Chef Audrey Reyes works at the Yum Center and says her commute time and stress has tripled since construction started.
A lot worse because that holds up the traffic. When you get to the bottom where you usually turn at, they open it up a little bit, but it's still backed up. I have to leave my house an hour early to get to work on time. When usually it used to take me 13, 15 minutes.
The construction on this turning lane is set to end by spring of 2026. However, the main remade project, as it's called, will be ongoing. The two-way conversion of Main Street will continue well into 2026 and afterwards as they plan to build new bike lanes, make signal improvements, and enhance those crosswalks. Well, it was a surprise resignation today at one of our top tourist attractions. After just about a year on the job, Devon Holt has stepped down as president and CEO of the Muhammad Ali Center. The center's board of directors saying Holt made the decision to step down on his own. Now, Holt was the 7th CEO and the first from West Louisville to lead the museum since it opened 19 years ago. Lonnie Ali, who is the co-founder and wife of Muhammad Ali, will now serve as interim president and CEO. She said in a statement they have a critical celebration coming up, the 12th annual Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Awards on November 8th, and a strong team in place to carry out the program. Devon Holt's last day on the job is October 24th. He did not respond to several requests for comment from WHAS 11 News today. Back here at home, Louisville's airport has joined a list of airports refusing to air that video from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security you've been hearing so much about. A spokesperson for the Muhammad Ali International Airport confirmed to us that it is not going to play the video from Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Associated Press reporting the video also blames Democrats for the federal government shutdown and its impacts on Transportation Security Administration operations. Spokesperson for our airport did not give a reason on why they made the decision. So many campaigns underway. We bring you your voice, your vote tonight here on the Night Team. The race is on now to fill a vacant Louisville Senate seat in the Kentucky legislature in Frankfort. The opening was left behind by Democrat David Yates. He left his role after being appointed as the interim Jefferson County clerk by the mayor. Now we've learned a local labor union president is throwing his hat in the ring to replace David Yates in the state Senate. But first, take a good look at our map. Kentucky's 37th Senate district is a big one. As you can see, it runs right along the Ohio River, southwest Jefferson County, and includes PRP, Valley Station, and even some of Fairdale. Now looking to run is veteran and Louisville labor union president Gary Clemens. He's hoping to redefine what it looks like to be a Kentucky Democrat running for office. Clemens is wanting to advocate for union workers.
We have a tax right now on immigration. I've got some of my own members that their family has been taken from them and detained and shipped back, even though they're here doing the right process. So things like that has to be fixed.
Gary Clemens is running as a Democrat and as a newcomer to politics. Meantime, Louisville Republicans are not saying who they're considering. Jefferson County Republican Party Chairman Don Fitzpatrick says they're fielding finalists right now, and he suggests they'll select someone new to the political scene.
Right now, with the things happening nationally and locally, I think the Republicans are on the ascendant, and I think we've got a couple of interesting people that we're finalizing our discussions with, and I'm excited. I think we've got an opportunity for a pickup.
The local Democratic Party tells us they're meeting with candidates this Sunday to select a nominee. He confirmed that they are not pursuing an existing lawmaker. That special election, by the way, for Southwest Jefferson County is set for Tuesday, December 16th. On the Night Team, coming your way next. It's now day 15 of the government shutdown, and federal workers at major airports are starting to feel the burn of no paycheck. We've got the latest details for you right after this here at 11 o'clock.
And we continue to see a few clouds rolling in just further towards our north, but staying clear and dry for us here in Kentuckiana. We're going to continue seeing some changes in the forecast as we head into the weekend. Those details coming up. Here's a look at the Kentucky Lottery jackpot numbers. The Mega Millions, $625 million. Powerball, $273 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.